Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using the Bungalow Lane collection by Paige and I'm playing along with this week's weekly sketch challenge over on the Lottie Loves Paper community Facebook group. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do here really. I have these photos of my children at the pumpkin patch, so I knew I was going to do that. And I was aiming to use kind of the orange prints from the collection. So you can see that here I am picked out this pink and orange print from Bungalow Lane. I thought that I would create an aperture out of the middle by cutting a circle. So I cut quite a large circle. I used the compass to draw it. I could have got my silhouette out. It's out all the time actually, but it's there's some things in front of it right now. So it was a lot easier to just use a compass to cut such a basic shape. And then I hand cut it, and I'm going to distress the edges anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's not exactly a perfect cut. So definitely a compass is definitely a winning tool in my book. I've used it since I didn't have one until recently, a few months ago, and since then I've used it loads. So yeah, definitely a good piece of kit. So you can see that I've cut this aperture out of that paper. And then I've got my two photos in the bottom right corner as per the sketch. And then I've got some pumpkins from the one of the Bramble Fox sets. Actually, I've got two of them. Oh, sorry, it's my little boy coming in to make an appearance. So I've got these pumpkins from the Bramble Fox perspective set, the pumpkin patches. I've got two. So I've got orange pumpkins and pink pumpkins. So I thought I would use those. My photos... I just wasn't feeling it. It just didn't look right against that background. I wasn't overly happy with how things were looking. So I was starting to build the layout up and starting to pull out some bits and pieces from this collection that I could use, putting the pumpkins in place. And I just wasn't feeling the colours. It just wasn't really striking for me. And also my photos are quite blue heavy because there's a really big area of blue sky. And that just didn't go with the kind of orange and pink colour scheme. Anyway, I turn over the paper and realise it's blue on the other side. I knew it was blue on the other side, but I wasn't planning to use that side. I was planning to use the pink and orange. But actually, that was just perfect. It just looked great against the photos. It looked really, really good against that blue colour, even though blue is not a colour I would have chosen to document the pumpkin patch. But the colour scheme actually is really pretty. So it's ended up with the blue, the pink and the orange, and together it just works. It just works really, really well. That was a nice happy accident, a surprise, that I would use this blue paper. I mean, I really like this blue paper, but I just thought that the other side was better in terms of the colour scheme I was planning to go for with orange for the pumpkins. But anyway, blue surprised me, and I'm really, really super happy with how it turned out. So now I have my blue aperture. So the white circle in the middle is actually a backing piece, and the blue circle is raised. So the blue outside edge of the circle is raised on foam pads all around the outside. So if you're looking at it in real life, you can really see the depth there, but you can't see it so much on camera or in the photos, but you can definitely see it in real life. So I have these Fussy Cut Flowers from a previous that I was going to use on a previous layout. They are a Paige Evans Bungalow Lane paper, very pretty paper with these pink kind of gerbera flowers on them. On vines, but I just wasn't able to fussy cut the vines. I just cut the flowers. I do know a friend who cut all the vines out, and seriously, hats off to you, Wendy. I couldn't do it. The pink flowers themselves are super pretty, and they just went so beautifully with that blue, and then the orange as well. So I have just put in place two of the crepe paper leaves, so the blue one and the orange one, and that's me out of those now. I have none of those left, but then I could bring in the orange pumpkins as well from the Bramble Fox. This colour scheme just kind of came together beautifully. I was just so happy with how it came together. It was such an accident as well, because it just totally wasn't planned to look like this in the first place. It was supposed to be all light pinks and oranges, and it's completely different with the blue, but there you go. So at the top there, I've created a cluster. I've got two little swatches from the swatches paper. I pulled out the blue tones. I have the grey pumpkin patch sign and a pink pumpkin up there. I have lots of the Fussy Cut pink flowers, and I'm just going to overlay those on top of the curve of the circle, and then get all of those kind of stuck in place. Add some more flowers and more pumpkins. Actually, I ended up with one pumpkin up there, and the blue leaf, and it just kind of all brings it all together really well. So that's just being kind of stuck in place right now. I need to fiddle around with where exactly my perspectives are going, but definitely up there in some way, shape or form. You can see I'm really struggling with that pumpkin. It's because it has a big stalk on it. It really needs to go above, and that's where it ended up moving, because if it was below anything with a straight line, it would have these awkward spaces either side. So that's why I was struggling with it. So what I've done in the end is I've put the pink pumpkin at the top. It overlays a pattern paper, which is not ideal, but it does look okay. And then I've layered the pumpkin patch sign, the grey sign, on top of it. And I did that by sticking the corner and then putting foam pads on the rest of the perspective, so that the different levels were dealt with. Just put in a little foam sticker from the foam phrase stickers from Bungalow Lane that says "Love begins here." And then down at the bottom, I'm mounting my photos onto some scrap pieces of paper. So I have the orange and yellowy pink print from the other side of the blue. I've used that for one photo. And then the other photo, I've just pulled out a piece of paper from a previous layout made, that's blue with different ditzy flowers all over it. So that worked well because it was blue. So those two photos are now mounted, and now I just need to arrange and stick in place and commit to the position of everything else around that big cluster at the bottom. So I have lots of Fussy Cut Flowers. I have the perspective pumpkins, the orange ones and the pink ones. I've got a pink one at the top and the orange one down to the bottom left. I've got the perspective sign that says pumpkins 50 cents at the bottom down there, between the two photos. I've added the words "with love." That's another foam phrase, thicker. Just coming in with some chipboard. I've got very little chipboard remaining, so just coming out with a few bits and pieces there. So some buttons, a circle with a heart on it, the words "give love." I've put that at the top of my right-hand photo. And that's pretty much it actually from there, because I didn't have very much of those left, and the big houses wouldn't have worked. I do need to do a layout with the big houses, I think. So yeah, just having a look at the cardstock stickers and seeing what I can use from there, and also the pages that I have from the sticker book. You can see that I'm using, pulled out some little bits and pieces, so a little heart, some other hearts, some more buttons, and some phrase stickers that say, they're at the top there under the flowers. Here, better together. I'm going to add happy day at some point as well. I have a little leaf sticker there that's pink and got gold foiling on it with the veins, really, really pretty. Put that over in the bottom between the two photos as well. So yeah, just getting everything stuck down. Those banner labels in particular are difficult to stick because I want them to overhang or overlap the blue and the white, and they're on different levels because I put foam pads there. So I just need to make sure that my labels are securely in place without, if I bend the layout, they could ping off. So lots of foam pads on those to make sure that they don't go anywhere. So adding a couple more stickers, and just getting all the last little details and bits and pieces stuck in place. Some more stickers, some little gold ones, gold heart stickers from the 6x12 cardstock stickers. I'm just coming with some enamel dots. These are not from Paige Evans' Bungalow Lane. These are Pink Fresh Studio, I believe. So I've just I had a pack of those on my desk, and the colours were great. So I had the orange, the pink, and the blues in there. So I've done that. Now I want to stick this orange pumpkin down, but because it's a frosted one, it's see-through, and it just wasn't looking right sitting on the blue. Because it was half on the blue and half not, so therefore it had this big shadow showing through. So I decided to mount it onto some pink cardstock and cut that out. So I've just backed it with the pink cardstock. I used glossy accents to attach it, and I'm going to use glossy accents to stick it to my layout as well. So it's a bit wet and slidey at the moment. I need to put a paperweight on it, which I will do in just a minute. I've got a bottle of paint there, so just going to sit that on there for a few moments while it bonds. And then I decided to extend my title. So instead of just pumpkin patch, I wanted at the. I actually wanted pop-up pumpkins, but I couldn't fit that onto the page in the Bungalow Lane stickers because it was just too big. So instead of that, I've gone for at the, and then the pumpkin patch is on the side. So unfortunately, I have deviated from the sketch slightly because the title should be above the lowest photo, but I haven't done that. I've added my title at the top. So what I'm doing, I've pulled out at the from the Bungalow Lane stickers. They are really pretty. I do love them. They've got like the sewn or jumper effect on them, knitted effect on them. That's what I was looking for. So I've just stuck them onto some pink card and trimmed them out so that they stand out a little bit more against all the patterns and different things that's going on at the top of the layout there. I'm just tucking those in at the pumpkin patch is my title. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get those onto the layout as well because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it with pop-up pumpkins was just not working. So instead of a title in this little gap above the photo, I've added some journaling. And what I've done is I've done that all over the page. So a few little phrases here or there. So basically we were looking for pumpkins and we were trying to find all the different ones. So we kept shouting out things like, do you want green, blue or orange? Do you want bumpy or smooth? You know, so I wrote all of those things down. Stripy or plain, round or oval. And then, of course, there was big or small. So I've written all of those onto the layout as well. I'm just coming in now with some white splatters to finish off, just going around all of the embellishment areas. And my little boy is coming to grab my scissors and stick his fingers in the paint. Perfect timing, just as I was to finish the layout. Okay, so here is the completed layout. I hope you have enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it, actually. And I'll say it was quite nice to have a change of direction partway through. Sometimes when you plan things, they just end up going in a different direction, and that was the case today. Okay, so please play along with the challenge over in the Lottie Loves Paper community group. Thank you very much for watching. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper.